Good morning. I am Srinivas, Assistant Professor in the Department of Information Technology, B.V. Raju Institute of Technology, Narsapur. Today, I am going to take course that is Computational Thinking and Programming. In this course, today I am going to take files in C language. So student, we have the general description. You know that what do you mean by file. In the general day-to-day life, we'll be using different types of files. Basic or documentation. For example, we have some certificate, list of certificates we'll be adding together and keeping in the file. These are general terms which we are using in the file. So files are nothing but which can store something. In our case, when we have the list of documents we are closing together and holding it, that is file. So what is the file in the C language? Let us see. So before that, why we need files? So you know that when we are executing the program and coming out of that, when we are removing the coming out of that, our program is terminated, the entire data will last. If the file is exist, if we save it in the file, the data which is there, it will be preserved and all the program will be already saved even though we terminated the program. And if you want to enter the large amount of data, it will take lot of time to enter them. Okay. However, if you have file is containing data that can be easily accessed the content of that file by using some few commands of file. That we are going to see in the continuation of the class. We will be knowing what is that. And we can also easily access the data from the computer without any changes because it is already stored in the files. So sometimes file is necessary to store the data and also to retrieve the data and to display the data, either complete data containing in the file or some part of the data. So this medium is usually called as file on the disk. So files are available on the disk and these files can be handled with the help of different functions. So we have seen, especially when we go for the basic program of computer, at the beginning we are going to see in the C language some input-output functions of C that are stored in the library. stdio dot will be using while writing the program, hash include stdio dot h, as that can give the direction to the compiler. So it is called directive and it is containing some standard input output functions. What is the standard input output functions? We used in the previous classes in the basic program. We used to write printf, scanf. These are the standard input output functions. Printf for to print something, to get output we are using printf is input standard output standard function, and scanf is standard input function. If we want to give some data to the computer, when user wish to give a certain data, some input from the user through the keyboard, that will be taking with the help of scanning. These are the basic functions of input output functions of C language we have seen. We know that. Similarly, file also we have some functions, and this function is broadly classified into formatted functions, unformatted functions. So formatted functions, unformatted function, while discussing the string, we have discussed. In the strings, we have formatted, unformatted functions. Because, for example, let us I will recall that if we write some string program, hi, this is BVRIT. if I want to give the input like hi, this is BVR and if I take the output input standard functions such as printf and scanf, here you might observe that you will be getting the output only space BVRIT will be telling, but you will be getting hi because the scanf function can give this, they can print a string but not space. The scanf cannot understand that white space, so that can be replaced with I need a output hi space some BVRIT. Then how it is possible that scanf, instead of scanf I am using some other unformatted functions. Similarly, in the same manner, we have here in the files some formatted and unformatted functions. Especially in the formatted functions, here fscanf, previously we used scanf. Here fscanf is used for input function and printf can use for output function. So these are the two functions we are using in the formatted functions. Similarly, for unformatted functions, you can see here input functions like we can use getC, getW, fread. These are the unformatted input functions like in the formatted we have seen like scanf. And unformatted output functions you can see putC, putW, putFwrite. These are the unformatted functions. So for each and every functions what we are discussing now, these functions are having some specific syntax. So student, let us see what are the syntax and what are the syntax we are following in the files. So before going to the syntax of files and types of files, better to have the knowledge on the file stream. File streams, what do you mean by file stream actually? File stream is nothing but whatever the data reading or writing, that is called file stream. So to read or write the data, user access file efficiently if you use the file streams. And here file stream is defined as it is a physical device like keyboard, printer, monitor, etc. And file objects uses this device. Then what are the file objects? Again we will see. When program is started, the operating system is responsible for opening or closing or reading of files. For that purpose, just now I discussed that standard input stream, nothing but std_in, standard input stream. And one more is standard output stream, that is stdio, std_out, standard out. One more is standard error, stderr, standard error. These are the three types of strings responsible for to perform either write or read. If any errors occur, this will be get or we can know with the help of these functions. These are the streams. Streams are nothing but it is simply to read or write. And what is the use of this? The user can access efficiently. For that purpose, we have the three streams, that is stdin, stdout, stdrr. These are standard input, output, and error functions in the strings. Then let us see what is the definition of files. File is collection of bytes that stored on the secondary storage device like hard disk. Okay. Files are collection of bytes that stored in the hard disk or on a memory. And this is also defined that file can represent sequence of bytes on the disk where the group of related data is stored. As just now I told, this is the data which is stored is available in the hard disk, and for this purpose we can create the file for the storage and it is ready-made structure. So how to create the file, how to write, how to read, this we are going to see now. So here I have given the note, all the files related functions are available in stdio.h. Whatever the functions we have seen just now, These are available in standard input output header files. Let us see what do you mean by files. We have defined just now. File is nothing but it is a sequence of bytes that is stored in the disk where the group of data is stored. Or it is file is nothing but like the collection of bytes are available on the disk is called as file. Then we have two types of files, student, here. Number one, text files. Number second is binary files. So we have already have some knowledge regarding the text files and binary files. With the help of names itself, we can define what is that. You know that what is the binary, what is the meaning of binary, where we can use zeros and ones. While the introduction of the C itself we will be discussing. Let us see one by one. What are the text files? So we know that, student, text files are nothing but like document. If you are opening the notepad and we are typing something in the maybe MS Word, it is like simple text editor. With the help of text editor which we are creating the file, those are called as text files. And here you can see this all the files all the text files containing plain text which we can edit it, that means we can delete or add the content. So these files take minimum efforts to maintain. They are easily readable and provide the least security because it is a text file everyone can understand and we can edit it. So this is the least security and takes bigger storage space. When we use that, when we want to write some sentence, it is require more storage when we comparatively the binary files. Then let us go for binary files. What do you mean by binary files? Binary files are nothing but, you know that it is represented with .bin on the computer. As we are saving some C program files .c. Similarly, binary files are saved with the help of, these are mostly available in .bin. Then here, and the text file stores the plain text. Here it stores the data in the form of zeros and ones. So zeros and ones are the binary numbers, so it is called as binary file. In this binary file, zeros and ones are stored. They can hold the higher amount of data and they are not readily readable easily, because you know that the zeros and one cannot be understood easily as like text file, and it provides a better security than text file. Why it is providing better security? Because zeros and one we cannot modify it, we cannot understand that comparatively this text file. So text file is having less security, this file is having more security. Binary files are having more security. So let us see what are the operations can be performed on file. Some major operations on the file, either it may be binary file or it may be text file. First, the operations are given with the help of with a bullet point. This shaded bubbles are given. You can see. First one is naming file or creation of new file. What is the first step? We have to create a file and we should name the file. Second one is that if the file is already existing, we can open the file, we can read the file, we can write the file, we can close the file. So we maybe create the file. If the file is already exist, we can read it, we can write it, we can close it. These are the basic operations which can perform on the files. So student, here today I have given the basic introduction regarding the file. In the next video we will come up with the details, what is the syntax and declaration, how the file is processed. We are going to see in the next class. Before ending this video, let us see what are the today's class summary what we discussed. The first one, definition of file we have discussed. A sequence of data that can be stored on a disk that I have defined. Types of file, two types of files we have seen. One is text files and binary files. The text file we can write it containing only text plain text, but whereas in the binary files it contains zeros and ones. File operations. Just now we have seen at the end, file operations. We can create the file, we can name the file. The file is already exist. We can open it, we can read it, we can write it, and we can close it. Next one is input output functions in the files we have seen, where formatted and unformatted functions. Why do we need the files? At the beginning itself, we are defining that what is the need of file, why we need to create the file. Next one is that file stream. File stream, I told you that how we are using the files, it containing some three standard functions or three streams we can call it as std in, std out, std out. This is in today's class we have discussed today. Next class we are going to see, in the next video we are going to see regarding declaration and processing of file. Thank you.
Like, share and subscribe. Hit the bell icon for more updates.